Hey everyone, today I am back with another video. This one's a little bit different from what I normally do. I wanted to give you guys a look into how I plan and how I budget for a new year. So if you guys are new to budgeting, or if you want to figure out how I do my sinking funds or how I do planning for the year, I will give you some tips on how to do so. So let's go ahead and get into it. I want to flip over first to the goals I have for myself. And if you guys are new to this, again, the first thing that I recommend is to set goals. You want to go ahead and write them out, or I've made a vision board for this next year I have on my laptop. That way I can see them every day, but putting them on paper or putting them into some kind of visual aid will help you attain them better. So that's what I do. I just start off by listing, what do I want to do this year? So this year I want to get to 1,000 subscribers. I want to pay off all of my debts. I would love to go on vacation as much as possible. I put 4 times, but really as many times as I can get away, I am going to. I think I might want to open an Etsy shop. I'm not super creative. I know I see a lot of budgeters on here and they're just so creative and I love their stuff. I might do like a digital download type thing. I'm not sure, but that might be one of my goals this year. Building up my emergency fund, and then just a few of my personal goals outside of financial. I want to get back into working out, get back into church. And then, I do want to raise my credit score to 800 as well. So just to give myself an overall holistic view, I wrote down that this year is about building and growing mentally, physically, emotionally, and financially. So again, step 1, write out your goals. Next up, I wanted to kind of take inventory of what envelopes I already have and which ones I might want to add. So I wrote down all my current envelopes and then new ideas for some new envelopes and some savings challenges. So starting off with my current envelopes, I really thought that I might get rid of some of them, but I don't think I'm going to. I think that they're working for me right now. Now, if they end up not working, I will totally take them out. But as of right now, I'm going to keep them all. And a few of them are actually going to double. So my car payment is going to eventually turn into a new car fund. And then this after school care one, my son goes to summer camp or YMCA during the summer. So that's going to end up being daycare for the summer, basically. So keeping all of these bad boys. And just another tip number 2, I guess, it would be to start with something that's manageable. So for instance, whenever I first started my cash stuffing journey or budgeting journey, I didn't have any sinking funds. The only envelopes that I stuffed were my bills and a couple of cash envelopes. I think I had gas and groceries, and that was it. I really didn't have the income to do any sinking funds, and that's what worked for me so that I could pay all of my bills. So if you guys are getting into this and you're all oh my gosh, that looks overwhelming, there's so many envelopes, I won't be able to keep track, I just highly recommend doing something that you can manage on a weekly or monthly basis. It could even just be one envelope, honestly. If you guys are trying to kind of rein in your spending on a certain category, like dining out or Starbucks or something, just having that one envelope that you budget weekly can be a huge confidence booster that allows you to implement more envelopes into your cash stuffing or to your budget planning or whatever. So tip number 2, start with something manageable and then work your way up. But I am adding a lot of new envelopes, and I hope I can take my own advice, actually. A lot of them I really do need. For instance, I need to make sure I budget enough for my annual fees that come out, so my credit card and my registration and inspection. But then I did add a couple that I don't really need. The one that I am so super excited about is going to be my tattoo fund. I haven't seen anyone do this one. I'm sure it's out there, of course, but getting tattoos is something that I love to do. I have several tattoos, and I actually need to I have a half sleeve on my left arm that I need to get the line work and the shading redone. And for any of you guys who have gotten tattoos or have looked into getting tattoos, y'all know how expensive it is. And this is going to allow me to save up for those things. That way they don't seem so big at the time. So really excited about that one. And then I added a few others. I added like self-care, like for instance, whenever I want to get haircuts and stuff. And then I have a couple of savings challenges as well, which I will talk about in a little bit. And if you guys need help figuring out which ones like would work for you or some examples, all that I did is I went on other people's budgeting videos. I saw what they were using. And then I actually literally Googled sinking fund examples so I could figure out which ones I need. If you're having trouble figuring out what sinking funds you need, I would suggest just going ahead and researching them. And for those of you who don't know what sinking funds are basically annual fees or annual expenses that come out during the year. They're not variable. They're not going to be every month. They usually are either once a year or they're a couple times a year that they come out. And it's just a way for you to plan accordingly for them. So again, you can always research that to figure out which ones work best for you. So the next step that I did after I got my list, after I organized all my envelopes, was to budget my sinking funds. I already have my budget for my bills pretty much laid out. I think there's only one that I'm going to have to change, and that's not a big deal. But I wanted to go ahead and budget my sinking funds so I know what to expect them to cost me weekly. So getting into that, this is just a mess up page. What you want to do is, this is tip number 3, I guess. What you want to do is just think about how much you want into each of these envelopes by the end of the year. So for instance, I want to max out my Roth IRA, and you do that with, it's like $6,000 a year to max it out. So what I did is I took $6,000 and then I divided it by 52 weeks because I get paid weekly. So it would be $125 a week, basically. If you were doing this bi-weekly or bi-monthly or whatever, it would be $250. If you were doing it monthly, $500. So I did that for all of these. And again, there are some things that that don't come out at the end of the year. So obviously, like registration and inspection, mine comes out in November. So what I had to do is take the number of weeks until November and then do 80 divided by that, which gave me $2 a week basically. So yeah, it's not super complicated. You just want to take the amount that you want in your sinking funds by a certain time and then divide it by the number of weeks it'll take to get there. So moving on into my savings challenges that I have, I did want to do, one of them is right here actually. Let's talk about it really quick. I am going to be doing a little savings challenge for my emergency fund. And I think a lot of people are actually doing this little challenge, but I'm going to be saving $22 a week every week for the rest of the year to build up my emergency fund, which should give me $1144 by the end of the year. Now, of course, these amounts might change. So I might find that they're not working for me and I will adjust them or readjust them. There might be weeks that I make less money where I can't stuff as many, and there might be weeks where I make more money and I can stuff a lot more. But this just gave me an idea of what to expect if I were to stuff them all with this amount. So again, it's just a plan. That way I can try to plan accordingly in the future. It's not set in stone. It's just a way for me to organize my thoughts and organize my envelopes. So speaking of my envelopes, let me go ahead and show you guys my new ones. So again, I am not a creative person. And I say that because I was unable to find the specific adhesive stickers that I wanted for my new envelopes. And I know that Etsy has customizable ones, but I wanted them, I'm impatient. I wanted them sooner rather than later. So what I did is I just went on Amazon and I bought 15 sheets of lettering and I just stuck these all on individually. So you'll have to excuse them. They're definitely not the best, but they're gonna work for me. Just to give you an idea, I wanted to show you guys how they compared to my old ones. So again, not the same. And I know if it's going to bother you guys, I apologize. Anyone that's kind of like OCD about it. I did try to get them as close as possible. I know they're not exactly the same, but again, we're just going to roll with it. So going through them, starting with the annual fee. So again, that's my credit card. It's going to be $95 a year. The holiday fund is going to be for anything other than Christmas. So Halloween, 4th of July, Thanksgiving, things like that. Registration and inspection for my vehicle. Dental fees. I spent a lot of money on dental work that I had done this year, and I really didn't know it was going to cost that much, and I still have to get more work done. So I want to be prepared. I made a whole envelope for it. The tattoo fund, which I'm super excited about. My mom and my sister actually talked about getting tattoos in Mexico. I'll let you guys know. We'll see. Back to school, so I can get supplies and uniforms for my son. Again, the emergency fund, so $22 a week for that little challenge. My beauty envelope, which again will be my haircuts, my nails, any massages I want to get done. And the way that I figured this one was I just kind of thought about how many times a year I want to get these services done and about how much they cost me. And then again, I added it up, divided it by 52 weeks, and that's how I got the amount. So, and then my Roth IRA, which again, I want to max out. And then you guys, this is the one I'm super excited to share with y'all. This is the one savings challenge that I'm doing this year, aside from my emergency fund. I will absolutely link the shop down below. I cannot remember what the shop's name was, and I'm so sorry, but I will absolutely link it down below. And this is the way that it was packaged. She had the option of envelope or no envelope, but I wanted to get one just in case I didn't have enough over here. And I think there was actually 2 sizes too. And mine was around $5. And she even offered free shipping, which I thought was awesome, which is one of the reasons why I chose it. It looks to be very good quality. And this is actually like a little insert. The board is actually just a little insert that you take out. Put that off to the side for a minute. Basically, the idea is you roll the die, and then you move your little game piece, however many that's on the die, around and around on the board until the end of the year. And I'm super excited about it. It just seemed like a really fun way to save money. And the amounts are anywhere from $5 to I think $100. Yeah, to $100 here. I have to figure out what the community chest and the chants are. I will let you guys know in my cash stuffing video this week. But if you guys want to join me on this, I would love to see like y'all's progress. I'd love for you guys to join me on my progress so we can save a lot of money this year. Let me go ahead and put this back in. Perfect. Alrighty, y'all. So that's going to be the end of this video. Really quickly, I did want to just say thank you again to you guys. Y'all are just so amazing, and I cannot believe that this channel has grown as much as it has in the past couple months that I've started. And I just appreciate you guys so much for sticking with it. I am probably going to be doing a little bit of a different video upload schedule. I think I might switch to a couple videos a week instead of one, but I appreciate y'all's patience with me and learning what to do because I have no idea what I'm doing and it's kind of flying by the seat of my pants, and you guys have always been so supportive. So thank you again for commenting, liking, subscribing, and just following the journey. But I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you. Bye.